What's going on, everybody? It's your boy BrianDaddy. Today I wanted to do a little video about the new Primal Storms event that launched this week with the new season. And there are some good reasons why you might be interested in farming these. It is, in my opinion, a good source of gear and many other things. If you missed your chance to get the Unstable Elemental Confluence Heirloom Trinket, this is a good time because it was back in the pre-patch, and now I believe you can farm those same essences to get that as well right now. You can also obtain the blue version from the Raging Tempest gear. This gear also has stats that even has a set bonus, so the blue set of gear. For collectors and completionists, there are achievements and even a battle pet, 2 battle pets actually, and a mount, the Stormhide Salamander, which I'll show you later here. And for jewel crafters and enchanters, there's the Elemental Lariat recipe, which is going to be very important. If you are a jewel crafter, you're probably already out here farming this, and you need to get on it because you will make lots and lots of money crafting that. I can guarantee you. If you get the recipe and you're not a jewel crafter, charge at minimum 1 million gold for the recipe. At minimum, if it's not bind on pickup. But otherwise, if you are a jewel crafter, learn it. Go start making those crafting orders, because I guarantee people are tipping 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 gold. It's a good neck. You can make it even better by throwing in the dual sockets on it. It can get crazy. Moving on. Here are some of the basics with the Primalist invasions. Basically, every 6 hours, 2 zones are going to receive a force invasion in certain areas. You'll see them on the map. There will either be a big red X, or you'll see the little elemental logo in the zone. And there are 4 types of invasions: air, earth, fire, and water. Each invasion fills the areas with Primalist NPCs, as well as imbuing them with already existing NPCs in the area with abilities of that invading element. So you can see here, that's that little green logo that they have. They've got this storm buff, so they're all able to knock back and do all these things. It is a little annoying, but if you get a big group like you see here, I just found a lot of people farming. I got in there and I just pulled a bunch of mobs. Keeps everybody rolling with you. There are no set objectives when you're doing these. The objective here is basically to just grind, get the currency, and purchase the gear. You'll be able to purchase 2 tiers of the gear on one currency that can be grinded whenever the invasion is up, and then there's a rare currency that's available on a weekly basis. So the Elemental Overflow is what drops off of each body, dropping on basically all of the mobs, and that lets you get the 359 item level gear. And then you get the Storm Sigils, which is a weekly currency that can be obtained once per type of invasion per week. So Storm Sigils are used to basically upgrade it to the 385 item level gear. And I'll show you those right now. Here you go. You can see the bracers cost 200, cloak costs 200. Then you get to the shoulders, 350. The gear, in my opinion, is pretty solid. It's on heroic dungeon level. It goes up to about 400 or 500 a piece. More than likely, you're going to need a good couple thousand, 2,000 or 3,000 to kind of get everything if you want a full set. I would recommend buying each piece that you need, or at least filling in pieces. Like, let's say you already got 372s, but maybe you have just a few more slots you need. This is perfect. You go over to this guy. Once you get the Storm Sigils, you can bump it all the way up to 385 by having the piece that you buy from the other guy and Storm Sigils. As you see, like I said, it is kind of locked out for, the raid week, or not raid week, but per week you can only get so many Storm Sigils, so you're not going to be able to buy the whole set in 1 week. I think you'll be able to buy maybe 1 or 2 pieces a week and then go from there. Yeah, the 385 gear, so it looks like you can get the 4 types of invasions: air, earth, fire, and water. You can turn in that quest that you get from one of those, and you'll get 2 per, so you'll get up to 8 Storm Sigils a week is what it looks like. And you turn in all of those into Rethalisi in Veldraken. It was in that same little house I showed you earlier, and he serves for the vendor for the Storm Sigil gear. You can also talk to him at any time to check your progression on how many Storm Sigils you looted that week and which invasions you might be missing sigils for. Purchasing gear from Storm Sigils requires a certain amount, plus their equivalent blue gear, basically. So the cloaks, the offhands, the shields, the belt, and bracers cost 5 of the storm sigils. The boots, gloves, and one-handers and shoulders cost 7. Intellect one-hand weapons cost 9. Chest, helm, and pants cost 10. All two-handed and ranged weapons cost 14. So if you can only get 8 a week, that's a lot. So I would say focus in on your belt, bracer, cloak. Get those done. Boots, anything that's also not a set piece that you can get from raid/dungeon. Focus on those pieces. You know, your necks, your bracers, your rings, your trinkets. And then if you've already filled out all of that, and you have a bad main hand or a chest or a whatever, you know, you can take more time getting that. But hopefully by that time, within a week or two, you're already rocking, you know, top end raid or mythic plus gear. But like I said, this stuff is awesome if you're playing a lot of alts and whatnot. Log on an alt, run to one of these invasions for 30 minutes to an hour. I guarantee you, you're going to have a lot of people there that are going to be able to help you out. But let's go ahead and talk about the Primal invasion gear that has the set bonuses. There's a set bonus at 2, 4, and 6. The 2 set increases your highest secondary stat by 226. The 4 set is when you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor, gain a spark of primals. Once you reach 5 stacks, your next single target ability will launch a devastating elemental attack, which is pretty cool. The 6 set is fatal damage causes primal energy overload, granting you immunity to all damage and harmful effects for 8 seconds, but it can only be used outside in the Dragon Isles. But that is a pretty cool little world, you know, questing kind of a set bonus. I will go ahead and show you guys the Primal Invasion gear. It has kind of a blue tint of the Raging Tempest sets. This appearance is used for both the Elemental Overflow and the Storm Sigil gear sets. So you can collect all appearances by just simply doing, you know, the one. I'll throw up what they look like here on screen. You got cloth, leather, mail, and plate. Pretty awesome if you ask me. Now let's take a look at the, there are many achievements that you can actually obtain from the Primal Invasions too. There is a meta achievement called Into the Storm, which requires you to obtain the tasks around Primal Invasions. Storm Chaser achievement. This achievement requires killing a number of creatures in Primal Storms in all 4 Dragon Isle zones. So you have to do it 200 creatures, fire, earth, water, and air. And you have to do that in every single zone. So chase the storms in the Waking Shores, kill 200 of each element. Chasing storms in the Onaran Plains, kill 200 of each element. In the Azure Span, 200 creatures of each element. In Theldraszus, 200 creatures of each element. And once you've done that, then you'll get the big Storm Chaser meta achievement. But that's just one out of the Into the Storm meta achievement. So now you have to get the Stormed Off achievement, and this one requires you to kill 8 special encounters. So there's going to be 4 at the air, 4 at the earth, 4 at the fire, and 4 at the water. Of like the rare spawns that are going to hit during the invasion. And then the Elemental Overload achievement is really simple. You just have to collect 5,000 Elemental Overflow across all Primal Invasions, and you'll get that. And then you have Storming the Runway, and this achievement requires completing an armor set of the Primal Storms. So essentially, get out there, grind, get 5,000 Elemental Overflow, make sure you're hitting each type of element. So I would recommend when they're up, hopefully you get up right when they start. You got 2 hours. I would farm one element for an hour, switch over to the other one, farm that one for an hour. And then, you know, go to work, take a nap, come back in 6 hours, and go ahead and farm the next 2 elements that are up, and just grind. That's all it is. It's just a little grind fest. Something to do when you're, you know, looking at something on another monitor, watching a YouTube video by BrianDaddy, or whatever, you know, whatever you might be doing. And that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and go check out my recent raid guide video if you're going to be heading to the raid. Catch you in the next one. Peace.